Hey Clashers, the Bonanza challenges are in the game, and I was actually part in creating quite a few of those challenges and build some of those challenges bases, which means I can really easily show you the best solutions, the best ways on how to beat those challenges for 3 and for 6 stars. But as always, there are offers in the shop in game, and with clicking the little C on the top right, you can actually support your favorite content creator out there. With the code iTzu, you are supporting me. I really truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. And now let's get started with the Builder Hall 2 challenge. 2 sneaky archers on the right, 1 on the left, and that is already it. Barbarians on the bottom left, and you are good to go for your first 3-star on the road of unlocking all of those rewards on the list. You can see already that it's not the hardest challenge in the first place, okay? Like, as soon as you know the entry and you can snipe quite a few of defenses really early on, it is nice and easy. But it's only getting harder from here. The next challenge is going to be Builder Hall level 3. Let's dive in. This was one of my challenges. Not the hardest, to be honest. We play 1 archer at the top side, then we're going to play 1 archer on the left side, and then we're waiting a little bit. Waiting a little bit longer, and as soon as the left archer actually took down the gem mine and the army camp, there is going to be a Tesla popping up. You're going to deploy another archer right on top of their Tesla, and well, that's already a good start, because you have taken down quite a few of air targeting defenses. Now you're using the giant, taking actually down the archer tower, and then the minions just straight behind, because as soon as you use the giant ability and the giant took down the archer tower, nothing left which those minions can, like, which could actually take down the minions. So let's just speed through that, because at this point it's only a waiting game. But hey, we would just dive into the next Builder Hall level, because Builder Hall 3, we can just like do a little check mark behind that, because it's going to be the next 3-star. Let's go into the next one, Builder Hall 4. Next challenge on the list on this one. This is one of the harder ones, to be honest. You're starting things off with 1 archer on the army camp, 1 archer on the next army camp, and 1 archer on the elixir storage on the top left. As soon as you have done that, you're going to deploy the giant and the bomber on the middle army camp. This is what you're about to do. So you can see it. There's the giant, there's the bomber. Bomber ability right away, really important. Then you're going to use the giant's ability as soon as the defensive guard posts are reaching your giant, because you want to block their damage. With that being said, there's only one thing you need to wait for at this point. You want to wait until the giant is running into the air defense in the middle of the base. As soon as he's doing that, just deploy the baby dragon, because this archer tower is going to be distracted. And with that being said, you can sneak in a baby dragon to take down the archer tower, and it's the same concept, because everything which can target air is going down with that. You can see baby dragon ability, you can do the fire burping a little bit, and then you're going to get the next 3-star. At this point, let's just speed through it, because there's nothing left really to say. This baby dragon is just going to finish the entire rest of the space. And with that being said, let's just move forward, because we have so far completed Builder Hall 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to Builder Hall 5. Next level on the list, and another challenge of mine. And I feel like this one is maybe my favorite challenge, but let's dive into this. Cannon card first. As soon as this cannon card is taking down the clock tower to half hit points, this is where you're starting with your battle machine. Really important, let the battle machine walk in and then just wait. At this point, your battle machine is going to tank the archer tower, and the cannon cart is going to like overtake that and take it out. As soon as that's done, well, just use the ability of the cannon cart. It's going to turn into a mortar, and it's going to take down the double cannon, the air defense, and much more. Now you can get back to your battle machine and concentrate on that one. As soon as the 3rd bar of the ability is filled up, use the ability, then use the giant on the top right and the bomber. The angle on how you deploy them is important. This is why I marked them for you. At this point, bomber ability again in the beginning to get all the way into the core. Use the giant ability as soon as you reach that defending Tesla. At this point, well, as soon as your cannon cart actually took down the next couple of defenses, always make sure that the range is on something. You can always Get into the mortar mode, get it back. Mortar mode, back. And as soon as this top side is gone, you can just deploy the bait ring at the bottom side. And there you go. You got it. GG's 3 stars. And just have to say, those bait dragons, they're just so cool. And I feel like those little bit of dives into the top side or dives overall into a base just like that. I just love those dive attacks with the bait dragon on the back end. It's just amazing. But Builder Hall 6 challenge, that's amazing as well. I will show you again how to beat that. 2 archers on the top right, 2 archers on the top left, and 1 giant and 1 night witch each on both sides. As soon as the top buildings are going down, you are going to deploy your battle machine right in the center in between. Important though, you have to wait until the 2 outside buildings are down. The first building on the right, the first building on the left. As soon as they're down, you're actually deploying the battle machine. At this point, it's again a bit of waiting time. You do not have to really do much except using the giant abilities at some point, and that's pretty much already it. You do not want to use the Night Witch ability just yet because this is the first challenge, so we have 2 stages, which means we have to beat the second stage as well. So it's important to have a lot of stuff alive, like the ability, the battle machine needs to survive for sure as well. So as much as possible should survive in this attack, which would be great. On our end, an archer survived, 2 night witches survived with their ability, and the battle machine. Make sure though to use the battle machine ability in the end if possible, because this is going to recover hit points. And the ability is not like getting taken to the second stage anyway, so it would be a waste. Battle machine just on the far right side. As soon as the battle machine is getting closer to the armor camp, you're going to deploy 1 night witch on the top, 1 night witch on the right side, and let them walk in. As soon as the battle machine is on the gold storage, deploy the 1 new giant onto the double cannon, and just right behind that, all of those remaining archers. If you have 1 archer left, deploy them there. If you have 4 archers left, deploy them behind. If you have 0 archers left, just don't deploy anything behind the giant. You are still going to be fine. You can use the Night Witch ability whenever you want at this point. It's going to be always an overkilling. Not 3-star, but 6-star overall. And with that being said, we have the first 2-stage challenge done. Let's just move on to the next one. Builder Hall 7 is up next. And that's going to be a nice dropship minion attack. So again, deploy your battle machine as far on the outside as possible, because you want to make sure that your battle machine ability is loading up as much as possible. You want to use the ability now as soon as the elixir collector is going down. Really important timing. As soon as the battle machine is going for the wall, use the ability and use the minions with the dropship then from the top left side. I will show you how that's done. So elixir collector going down, use the ability right away, and now the minions, and now the 2 dropships right in there to make sure that all of the damage is taken care of. The double cannons need to go down quickly. You can actually burst through the town hall hit points a bit quicker with using 1 dropship ability to burst their more damage, and the double cannon is going down quicker with that, which is really important because you want to make sure that everything stays alive in this first stage. And remember as well, every single dropship, whatever which survivors, is going to get healed. So it's really important for them to stay alive overall, because they're going to get healed back to quite some significant HP. As well, the battle machine, try to use the ability efficient so it has as much hit points as possible. I did not a good job on that one, but again, deployed on the far left side. Make sure the king is walking in. And then, because your super minions, or your sneaky minions, actually lost their ability, you need to, this time around, deploy your balloons first. Elixir collector, then 1 from the bottom on the cannon, and the 1 right on the storage as well. Put all of them in there, minions behind, and then just 3-star. Oh no, wait, 6-star. That's the new term which we need to use. So minions are just going through all of that like nothing, and this is going to be another challenge which you have just completed if you have followed those steps. The minions, we have so many of those minions left alive on this one, but yeah, it is really important that you have your battle machine health quite high if you're moving on from the first to the second stage. It makes this way easier. But let's move on to the next one. We have the next challenge, and that is going to be this beautiful one over here. We have a lot of P.E.K.K.A. We're starting though with the battle machine. starting with the P.E.K.K.A right after. And then the important thing, drop the giants in front of the archer towers. You have to do that because otherwise those giants are going to run to the giant cannon. If your troops are going to the giant cannon instead, make sure you drop the giants even further in front of those archer towers. Really important because you want to have them tanking. As soon as they reach that scatter compartment or whatever, you just use their ability so they're tanking everything, they're not taking any damage whatsoever. Use your battle machine ability, and then as soon as your troops are defending or like targeting or tanking those back-end Tesla, you can just deploy one barbarian each. That's already it. First stage completed, first stage annihilated, and you can see how much we have alive. Those P.E.K.K.A and the giants, they're just so tanky. It is crazy. But let's move on to the second stage, because as always, second stage is important, and we actually unlock the air hero on this one. So you want to deploy the air hero on the top right. We want to deploy 2 minions on the bottom left side to make sure that the funneling is set, because we want to push everything into that big compartment in the middle, and we want to go through that town hall, which is really important. As soon as the 2 buildings on the top and on the bottom side are gone, you can start with the giant, you can start with those P.E.K.K.A then right behind. Just add all of those troops on the left side and let them do their job. What you can do as well, you can use the P.E.K.K.A abilities to take down the defensive guard post troops or the defensive zappies, which is really nice because it's dealing splash damage. Really important side fact and really helpful as well. As soon as you're getting through the roster, you're completely fine. Your helicopter, you can use that ability whenever you want. Remember though, it's not dealing the most damage, so I'm just waiting a little bit if something is going wrong, and the arch tower might survive, which is not really happening, so that's why I'm using the ability at this point. And then you can just put those remaining barbarians in there. It's not going to make any difference, but it maybe saves you a couple of seconds. Otherwise, the next 6 star in the book and the next step on our road to completing all of those challenges. Let's move on. Next one, we have now Builder Hall 9. Again, one of my challenges, and this one a tricky one with the walking, with the pathing in the beginning. You want to have the P.E.K.K.A and that battle machine walking inside that compartment. As soon as those troops are then on top of the air defense, you want to deploy your hog gliders. Overall, only 6. 2 on the 2 on the double cannons, 1 on the archer tower, and that's pretty much it. You do not want to deploy more. It's really important because if you deploy those hog gliders, you are actually using their stun effect. It's like a one and done thing. If you use too many of them, you are not having that stun effect for the second stage. Really important. So yes, it takes a bit of time to actually clean things up, but it's going to be worth it because the second stage is going to be way easier, okay? Second stage now. You're getting 1 giant and 1 hog rider. On this one, I am not sure if you were able to keep your P.E.K.K.A alive, so I won't use the P.E.K.K.A, okay? Really important, if you have the P.E.K.K.A, just use it with the giant. But for now, we're having our battlecopter completely taken on the top side. This hero and the range is kind of broken, okay? It's kind of crazy on how much you can actually take down in those bases. And as soon as that crusher is gone, that's then the go time for you, where you send in the giant, okay? The giant from the top right, just straight into the elixir storage. And then if you have the P.E.K.K.A left alive, use it right behind. I won't use it because I'm not sure how many of you can actually keep that P.E.K.K.A alive. Let me know down below in the comments if you were able to keep that P.E.K.K.A alive, and then you can just use it. Otherwise, just hog riders from the top side. The hog riders from the top side, make sure those are the hog riders without the stun effect. The hog riders from the bottom side, the gliders, those then with the stun effect. Remember, the stun hog riders are more on the right side of your scroll bar. Otherwise, you can see again, it's a nice and easy 3-star for us, or more like 6-star again. And this means Builder Hall 9 is done. The challenge is done for us as well, which means there is only 1 challenge left. Only the Builder Hall 10 challenge at this point is left. Otherwise, we're able to completely demolish every other base. And I hope you're still with me. I hope you were able so far to complete every single challenge. So let's move on to the next stage. Builder Hall 10, the last one of all of those challenges. We're diving in. The secret on this one is the second mode of the new wizards. You want to use the electro zappity zap wizards. Use the second mode use your battle machine then at the top side, and as soon as the left wizard is ready, you're going to use a giant to tank the multi-mortar. Really important, otherwise your giant, or more like your wizard, is not surviving. So you want to have the giant tanking. Then as soon as the giant is running into the crusher, use the ability to make sure the crusher is not dealing any damage whatsoever to your giant. P.E.K.K.A. in from the top side as well, and at this point, just wait until those two air defenses are gone, and then you can just use the baby dragon in the end. You might be able to keep your both wizards alive. On this one of those wizards is going down for me, unfortunately. The only important thing actually on this one is just get to the second stage. How many wizards, it doesn't really matter too much. They're not that big of a difference. You can actually switch the mode of the wizard at some point because there's not as much lightning value anymore and as many good chains. So the second or the first mode is actually way better than for the cleanup. On this one now, we're doing something sneaky, okay? We're starting with the sneaky archers. One on the gold mine, one on the elixir collector on the top and on the bottom side. As soon as that's done, go with 2 sneaky archers, 1 to trigger the Tesla, 1 right on top of the Tesla. As soon as that is done, deploy your battle machine then on the far left side, really far on the outside again. Make sure it's recharging the ability from the beginning already. 1 giant in front. It's important that you're using the giant which you have not placed so far, because you want to have the giant with the ability on the top side. P.E.K.K.A. from the top side as well, and then just the wizard behind. You don't need the chain lightning, whatever. Just use the regular wizard. And then use the giant ability as it's getting springed into the base. Baby dragon then onto the Tesla, which are on the outside. And then second baby dragon whenever you need it. With this approach, you actually force your battle machine to go into the base and take down the air bombs and the air defense, which makes sure that, well, there's nothing left to take down your baby dragons. They're going to take down the entire base with your battle machine left alive. And this means we did it. We did it. We took down every single challenge, and I hope this video was helpful. I can only recommend to you, if you're interested in bear-based content, make sure to follow this channel. I will upload high-level content, guides, strategies, everything you need with bases and so on this channel. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having the same screen as I have right now with every single base 3-star, and you can collect all of those nice rewards. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next one. Until then, see ya, and bye-bye.